The research ship Harmony's Light moved slowly through the dark space near the edge of known space. Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge and watched the stars through the big window. He was one of only 3 humans on the ship. The rest of the crew came from 12 different alien races. Jake had been working with aliens for 5 years now. He liked most of them. They were smart and peaceful. They studied stars and planets instead of fighting wars. This was very different from what Jake knew back on Earth. Dr. Veltar walked over to Jake. The alien scientist had blue skin and forearms. His people were called the Zenthari. They were very good at science, but not very good at fighting. Captain Morrison, Dr. Veltar said in his soft voice, "We will reach the next star system in 2 days." "Our mission is going very well." Jake nodded. "Good work, Doctor. Your team has mapped 15 new systems this month." Lisa Wong sat at the communications desk nearby. She was the ship's communications officer and one of the other humans on board. She wore headphones and listened to radio signals from space. Most of the time, she only heard natural sounds from stars and planets. The third human was Dr. Alex Rodriguez. He worked in the science lab and studied how different alien races could work together. He was writing a book about peaceful first contact with new species. Lisa suddenly sat up straight. She pulled off her headphones and looked worried. "Captain," she called out, "I'm getting something strange." Jake walked over to her station. Dr. Veltar followed him. "What kind of strange?" Jake asked. Lisa played the signal through the speakers. A low sound filled the bridge. It was not like anything Jake had heard before. The sound seemed to go up and down in a pattern. It reminded him of something, but he could not remember what. "It's coming from an unknown star system," Lisa said. "About 3 days away from here." Dr. Veltar listened carefully. His big black eyes grew wider. "This sounds like it might be made by intelligent life. We should investigate." Jake felt something cold in his stomach. The signal made him feel nervous, but he did not know why. "Can you tell me more about it, Lisa?" Lisa worked at her computer for several minutes. The signal repeats every 10 minutes. It has math patterns in it. Someone or something is trying to communicate. Dr. Alex came to the bridge when he heard about the signal. He listened to it several times. "This is very interesting," Alex said. "The emotional tone in this signal is unlike anything in our databases. Whoever sent this is feeling something very strong." Jake listened to the signal again. This time, something clicked in his mind. The pattern reminded him of old Earth military codes. But it was much more desperate than any military signal he knew. "Dr. Veltar," Jake said slowly, "I think we should contact Earth Command before we investigate." The alien scientist looked surprised. "Why would we do that?" "This is a simple first contact situation. We follow Federation rules." "This signal feels different," Jake said. "Something is very wrong here." Lisa ran more tests on the signal. "Captain, I think this signal is designed to get attention. The frequency and pattern are perfect for long-distance space communication." Dr. Veltar made his decision. "We will go to this system and make contact. This could be a great discovery for the Federation." Jake wanted to argue, but he could not explain his feelings. The signal just made him think of danger and fighting. He had been a soldier before joining the Federation. His instincts told him this was not a normal first contact situation. As the ship changed course toward the signal, Jake noticed that Lisa and Alex were acting strange too. They seemed nervous and kept looking at each other. That night, Jake could not sleep. He kept hearing the signal in his head. He went to the communications room and asked Lisa to play it again. "It sounds like a cry for help," Lisa said quietly. "But not just any cry for help. It sounds like someone who is about to die." Alex joined them in the communications room. "I've been thinking about this signal all day. Whoever sent it knows something about human psychology. What do you mean? Jake asked. The pattern and tone are designed to make humans feel protective. It's like they studied how to make humans want to help them. Jake felt his blood turn cold. You think someone is trying to trick us? Not trick us, Alex said. I think someone studied humanity and learned how to ask for our help. The question is why they would need to do that. Lisa played the signal. One more time. This time, Jake heard something else in it. It was not just a call for help. It was a war cry. Someone was calling for human warriors to come and fight. We need to send a message to Earth Command, Jake said. Right now. But Dr. Veltar had already locked the communication system. Federation rules said they could not contact outside help during a first contact mission. Jake looked at Lisa and Alex. They all understood what was happening. Someone out there knew about humanity's reputation as fighters. They were calling for help, and they specifically wanted humans to answer. The ship continued toward the unknown system. Jake spent the rest of the night reading old military files. On his personal computer, he had a feeling they would need them soon. 2 days later, they arrived at the edge of the system. What they found there would change everything the Federation thought they knew about humanity. The Harmony's light entered the star system slowly. Jake stood on the bridge and looked at the main screen. A blue and green planet floated in space ahead of them. It looked almost like Earth. Scanning the planet now, said Lisa from her station. I'm seeing cities and space stations. This looks like a human colony world. Dr. Veltar was very excited. How wonderful! We have found humans living away from Earth. This will be a great day for science. Jake felt worried. Doctor, humans don't have any lost colony ships. All our colonies are accounted for. Perhaps they left Earth before you joined the Federation, Dr. Veltar suggested. We have seen this before with other species. Alex studied the readings from his instruments. The technology level matches early 21st century Earth, but some of their space technology is more advanced. Lisa put her hand to her headphones. Captain, I'm getting lots of signals from the planet. They're trying very hard to communicate with us. The signals coming from the planet were stronger than before. The same desperate pattern repeated over and over, but now there were also pictures and math problems mixed in with the sounds. They're sending us star maps, Lisa said with surprise. These maps show the location of Earth and all the major human colonies. Jake felt his heart beat faster. That's impossible. How would they know about our colonies? Dr. Veltar ordered the ship to move closer to the planet. We will establish contact using standard Federation protocols. A few hours later, they made contact with the beings on the planet. The main screen showed a creature that looked almost human, but with gray skin and larger eyes. It spoke in broken English. Please, the creature said. We need help. We studied your people. We know humans are strong fighters. Dr. Veltar stepped forward. I am Dr. Veltar of the Galactic Federation. What species are you? We are Kethfer, the creature said. We have been watching human broadcasts for many years. We learned your language. We learned about your wars and your strength. Jake moved closer to the screen. Why did you learn about us? The Kethfer's face showed great sadness. The Draken Empire came to our world 6 months ago. They destroy our cities. They take our people as slaves. We cannot fight them. Alex asked, how? Many of your people are left? Half our population is dead or captured, the Kethfer said. The rest will be gone in 3 days. We have no weapons that can hurt their ships. Dr. Veltar looked concerned. This is terrible news. But the Federation military is too far away to help you in time. The Kethfer looked directly at Jake. We did not call for Federation help. We called for human help. Jake felt his stomach drop. What do you mean? We studied human history. We learned about World War II, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. We learned that humans always fight to protect innocent people. We sent our signal to call human warriors. Lisa checked her instruments. Captain, the signal is broadcasting on frequencies used by human military bases. It's been going out for 3 days. The truth hit Jake like a hammer. The HFY had not just sent a distress call. They had sent a war cry designed specifically to reach human military forces. You don't understand, Dr. Veltar said to the HFY. Humans are members of the Federation now. They follow our peaceful ways. The HFY shook his head. We studied your Federation. You are good people, but you are not warriors. The Drakon have conquered 12 species under Federation protection. Your peace does not stop their violence. Jake asked, how do you know so much about human military history? We intercepted your entertainment broadcasts, the HFY explained. Your movies and television shows taught us about human courage. We learned that humans never abandon people who need help. Alex looked amazed. You learned about humanity from our movies? We studied everything, the HFY said. Your news, reports about military actions, your history books, your war documentaries. We learned that humans are the only species that fights harder when protecting others and when protecting themselves. Suddenly, the planet's surface lit up with explosions. The HFY on the screen looked terrified. The Drakan are attacking the northern cities, he said. Please, if humans are truly protectors, help us now. Dr. Veltar turned to Jake. Captain Morrison, can the Federation help these people? Jake was already working at a tactical station, not in time. But Doctor, there's something you need to understand about that signal. What do you mean? Lisa looked up from her station. Captain, I'm detecting multiple ships entering the system. They're coming from the direction of human space. Jake smiled for the first time in days. The HFY were right about human nature. When innocent people call for help, humans answer. I don't understand, Dr. Veltar said. Alex explained. Doctor, that signal wasn't just a distress call. It was designed to trigger human protective instincts. Every human military base in 3 sectors probably received it. The main screen showed new contacts appearing at the edge of the system. First 1 ship, then 5, and 20. All of them were broadcasting human identification codes. The cavalry is coming, Jake said quietly. The HFY on the screen started. Crying with relief, they came. The human warriors actually came. Dr. Veltar looked confused. But how did they organize so quickly? Jake checked the incoming ships. Military vessels, corporate security fleets, and even civilian ships that had been armed for war. Doctor, you're about to learn something important about humans. When we decide someone needs protection, nothing in the galaxy can stop us. The Draken Empire was about to discover why humans were feared across the galaxy. They had made the mistake of threatening innocents while humans were listening. The rescue had begun. Commander Ryan Hayes sat in his command chair on the bridge of the UES Retribution. 3 days ago, his ship had been patrolling the outer rim of human space. Now he was leading the largest human fleet assembled in peacetime. The distress signal had reached New Geneva Station at 0800 hours. By 0830, Ryan had authorization to deploy the 7th Expeditionary Fleet. By noon, ships from across human space were joining the rescue mission. Status report, Ryan called out. Lieutenant Karen Bell looked up from her station. 215 ships have joined the fleet, sir. We have everything from dreadnoughts to converted cargo haulers. Ryan nodded. The response had been bigger than anyone expected. When humans heard the HFY signal, something deep in their nature had awakened. Across human space, the same scene had played out dozens of times. On Mars, retired Admiral Kate Sullivan had been drinking coffee with old friends when the signal came through. Within an hour, she had contacted every veteran she knew. "This is Kate Sullivan to all former officers," her message had said. "Innocents are dying and calling for our help. I don't care if you're retired, discharged, or fed up with the military. They need us." The response had been immediate. Captains who hadn't spoken in years began working together. Ships that had been decommissioned were brought back online. Even civilians started arming their vessels. Captain Ben Taylor commanded one of those civilian ships. His vessel, the Iron Wolf, had been running cargo between mining colonies when the signal reached him. Ben was a former Marine who had left the military to become an independent trader. "This is Iron Wolf to all ships in Sector 7, Ben had broadcast. "I'm changing course to help the Kethvar. Any ship that wants to join me is welcome." By the time Ben reached the rendezvous point, 47 other independent ships had joined him. Miners, traders, and even a few smugglers had answered the call. The human response had surprised everyone, including humans themselves. No government had ordered the mobilization. No military command had planned the operation. Individual humans had simply heard the call and decided to act. Commander Ryan looked at his tactical display. The fleet included ships from the Earth Defense Force, the Colonial Marine Corps, and the Corporate Security Alliance. There were also dozens of independent vessels crewed by veterans and volunteers. "Sir," Lieutenant Bell reported, "we're receiving a transmission from the Federation vessel." In the target system, Ryan activated the communications link. Captain Jake Morrison appeared on the screen, along with an alien that Ryan didn't recognize. "Commander Hayes," Jake said, "I'm aboard the Federation research ship, Harmony's Light. We've made contact with the species that sent the distress signal." "What's the situation, Captain?" "The Kethvar are under attack by something called the Drakon Empire. The aliens have been bombarding cities and taking prisoners. The Kethvar have maybe 6 hours before their defenses collapse completely." The alien on the screen spoke up. "Commander, I'm Dr. Veltar of the Galactic Federation. I must ask why so many human ships have responded to this situation." Ryan looked at the alien doctor with surprise. "Sir, innocents called for help. How else would we respond? But there are over 200 ships in your fleet," Dr. Veltar said. "This seems like an excessive response to a simple rescue mission." Lieutenant Bell looked up from her station. "Sir, the number is now 230 ships. More vessels are arriving every hour." Ryan turned back to the screen. "Doctor, let me explain something about humans. When someone threatens people who can't protect themselves, we take it personally." Jake nodded. "Commander, the Kethvar specifically designed their signal to appeal to human protective instincts. They studied our military history and psychology." "Smart people," Ryan said. "What do we know about these Drakon?" "They're a militaristic empire," Jake replied. "They've conquered 12 other species in this region. Their ships are larger than ours, but we don't know much about their tactics." Ryan studied the tactical data Jake was sending. The Drakon had 40 ships in the system, all larger than most human vessels. But size wasn't everything in space combat. "Captain Morrison," Ryan said, "please relay a message to the Kethvar. Tell them that help has arrived." Admiral Kate Sullivan's voice came over the fleet communication channel. "All ships, this is Admiral Sullivan. I'm coordinating the rescue operation for Kethvar civilians. Any ship with medical facilities should prepare to receive refugees." Captain Ben Taylor's voice followed. "Independent vessels, form up on the Iron Wolf. We'll provide escort for the evacuation ships." Dr. Veltar looked amazed. "How are you coordinating such a large operation without a central command structure?" Ryan smiled. "Doctor, humans have been fighting together for thousands of years. We know how to work as a team. The truth was more complex than that. Human military doctrine emphasized flexible command structures and individual initiative. Every captain in the fleet had been trained to work with minimal supervision. Lieutenant Bell reported new contacts on the edge of the system. Sir, the Draken have detected our fleet. They're moving to intercept. Ryan stood up from his command chair. All ships, this is Commander Hayes. The enemy is approaching. Remember, our primary mission is to protect the Kethvar. Secondary mission is to remove the Drakon threat. Across the fleet, human crews prepared for battle. Marines checked their weapons. Pilots ran pre-flight checks. Engineers made sure the ships could take damage and keep fighting. The Draken had conquered 12 species with their superior technology and larger ships. But they had never faced humans in battle. They didn't understand that humans had spent their entire history fighting each other and learning from every defeat. Sir, Lieutenant Bell said, the Draken commander is broadcasting a message. The main screen showed a reptilian alien with red eyes and sharp teeth. Unknown vessels, the Draken said. You are interfering with a legal conquest. Withdraw. Immediately or face destruction. Ryan looked at the alien commander with cold eyes. This is Commander Ryan Hayes of the Human Expeditionary Fleet. You have threatened innocent people. Surrender now or face the consequences. The Draken commander laughed. Humans? We have heard of your species. You are primitives from a backward world. Your small ships cannot challenge our empire. Ryan turned to his weapons officer. Target their command ship. All vessels, weapons free. The Drakon were about to learn why humans were considered the most dangerous warriors in the galaxy. The space battle began when the Drakon opened fire first. Their massive ships launched bright energy beams toward the human fleet. The beams were powerful enough to destroy most alien vessels with a single hit, but the human ships didn't fight. Like other aliens, instead of staying in formation, they scattered in all directions. Some ships dove toward the planet. Others climbed high above the battle. A few even hid behind asteroids. What are they doing? The Draken commander asked. His crew. Why don't they fight in proper formation? His tactical officer looked confused. Sir, their movement patterns make no sense. They seem to be acting randomly. The Draken had fought many battles against other species. Those aliens always used predictable tactics. They formed neat lines and exchanged fire until one side was destroyed. But humans fought completely differently. Commander Ryan Hayes watched the battle from the bridge of the Retribution. All ships, execute Plan Alpha 7. Small units, maximum mobility. The human fleet broke into dozens of small groups. Each group had 3 to 5 ships that worked together like a pack of wolves. They moved fast, hit hard, and disappeared before the enemy could respond. Captain Ben Taylor led his group of independent ships toward the largest Draken vessel. Iron Wolf Group, follow my lead. We're going to show these lizards how humans fight. Ben's ships flew in crazy patterns that would have killed alien pilots. Humans could handle much higher gravity forces than other species. This let them make turns and rolls that seemed impossible. The Drakon tried to target the human ships, but they moved too fast and too unpredictably. Every time the aliens thought they had a clear shot, the human ship would twist away at the last second. Target the small ships, the Draken commander ordered. Destroy them one at a time. But targeting individual human ships proved almost impossible. The humans used tactics they had learned from centuries of fighting each other. They knew how to use speed, surprise, and teamwork to beat larger enemies. Admiral Kate Sullivan coordinated the civilian evacuation from her command ship. Medical vessels begin landing operations on the planet's surface. Combat ships provide cover for the evacuation. The human fleet fought 2 battles at the same time. Half the ships attacked the Drakon fleet, while the other half rescued Kethver civilians from the planet below. Most alien species could only do one thing at a time, but humans were used to complex operations. On the planet's surface, human Marines landed in small groups to help with the evacuation. Sergeant Mike Johnson led his squad into a burning Kethver city. "Okay, people," Mike called to his Marines. "We've got civilians trapped in that building. Standard rescue protocols." The Marines moved through the ruined city like they had trained for this their whole lives. They found frightened Kethver families hiding in basements and rubble. "Don't be afraid," Marine Lisa Parker told a group of Kethver children. "We're here to help you, just like in your movies about humans." The Kethver children looked at her with wonder. These humans were exactly like the heroes they had seen in Earth movies and television shows. Back in space, the Drakan were getting desperate. Their large ships were powerful, but they couldn't hit the fast-moving human vessels. Even worse, the humans were starting to coordinate attacks on specific targets. "All units, focus fire on the enemy flagship," Commander Ryan ordered. "Let's show them how humans take down big targets." 20 human ships attacked the Drakon command vessel at the same time. They came from different directions and used different weapons. The alien ship's shields couldn't handle attacks from so many angles at once. The Drakon commander watched his ship's defenses fail. "How are they doing this? Their ships are much smaller than ours." His tactical officer studied the human attack patterns. "Sir, they're using pack tactics. Each ship covers the others while they attack. We have never seen anything like it." The Drakon had made a critical error. They assumed that larger ships always beat smaller ones. But humans had learned long ago that size wasn't everything. Speed, tactics, and teamwork could beat raw power. Captain Ben Taylor's voice came over the human communication channel. "This is Iron Wolf. The enemy flagship's shields are down. All ships, concentrate fire." The Drakon command ship exploded in a ball of fire. Without their leader, the other alien ships started to panic. But the humans weren't finished. When they saw Drakon ships trying to escape, Admiral Sullivan gave a new order. "Any enemy ship that surrenders will be spared," she announced. "Any ship that continues to fight will be destroyed. Any ship that targets civilians will be hunted down." Some Drakon ships tried to run away. Human fighters chased them down like hunting hawks. Other alien ships tried to hide behind the planet's moons. Human Marines teleported aboard and captured them from the inside. The most foolish Drakon ships tried to attack the human evacuation vessels. This was their biggest mistake. The moment they targeted ships full of refugees, every human in the system focused on destroying them. They shot at the hospital ship, Lieutenant Karen Mell reported to Commander Ryan. Ryan's voice became ice cold. "All units, those ships are now priority targets. No survivors." The humans destroyed the ships that had attacked the refugees with frightening efficiency. They used tactics designed specifically for fighting enemies who hurt innocent people. Within 4 hours, the battle was over. Most of the Drakon fleet was destroyed or captured. The survivors were in full retreat, broadcasting surrender messages as fast as they could. Dr. Veltar watched the battle from the bridge of the Harmony's light. He had never seen anything like it. The humans had fought with skill that seemed almost impossible. "Captain Morrison," Dr. Veltar said to Jake, "how did your people become such effective warriors?" Jake looked tired but satisfied. "Doctor, humans spent thousands of years fighting each other. We learned from every war, every battle, every defeat. When we finally decided to protect others instead of fighting each other, we became the most dangerous force in the galaxy. On the planet below, the last Kethvar civilians were being evacuated to safety. Human medical teams treated the wounded, while human engineers started rebuilding damaged cities. The Kethvar, who had first contacted the humans, appeared on the main screen. He was crying with joy. "Thank you," he said to the humans. "You came just like we hoped you would. You are everything your movies said you were." Commander Ryan looked at the grateful alien. "We keep our promises. No one will threaten your people." Again, the Draken Empire had learned a hard lesson. When humans decided to protect someone, nothing in the galaxy could stop them. The Deathworlders had shown their true power, and the galaxy would never be the same. 1 month after the battle, the Kethver system looked completely different. Human ships patrolled the space around the planet. New defense stations orbited like metal moons. The planet's cities were being rebuilt with human help. Admiral Kate Sullivan stood on the bridge of her new command ship, watching construction crews work on a space station. She had decided not to retire after all. The Kethver needed protection, and she was going to make sure they got it. "Status report," Kate asked her aide, Lieutenant Tony Martinez. "The defense grid is 60% complete," Tony replied. "The Kethver military training program is ahead of schedule, and we've received 17 new requests for human protection from other species." Kate smiled. 17 requests? Word travels fast in this galaxy. The truth was that news of the human rescue had spread across hundreds of worlds. Species that lived in fear of aggressive neighbors suddenly had hope. If humans would fight to protect strangers, maybe they would help others too. Captain Ben Taylor had decided to stay in the system as well. His independent traders had formed a new organization called the Human Protection Service. They provided security for species that couldn't defend themselves. "It's good business," Ben explained to a Federation reporter. "Peaceful species need guards. We know how to guard things." Everyone wins. But Ben's real reason was simpler. He had seen the gratitude in Kethver eyes when humans arrived to save them. He wanted to see that look again. Dr. Veltar was writing a long report for the Federation Council. He was trying to explain what he had witnessed, but he wasn't sure they would believe him. "The human response was unlike anything in our records," he wrote. "They organized a fleet of over 200 ships in less than 72 hours. They fought with tactics that seemed chaotic, but proved devastatingly effective. Most importantly, they risked their lives for a species they had never met before." The Federation Council was having intense debates about the human rescue. Some members thought humans were becoming too powerful. Others argued that human protection services helped keep peace in the galaxy. The humans violated Federation protocols, complained Ambassador Zenthak, whose species had been conquered by the Draken years earlier. They acted without authorization. "The humans saved an entire species from extinction," replied Ambassador Yelana. "Perhaps our protocols need to change." Jake Morrison had been promoted to Admiral and given command of the new Human Intervention Fleet. It was an official organization designed to respond to situations like the Kethvar crisis. "Our mission is simple," Jake explained to his new officers. "When innocent people call for help, we answer. We don't ask about politics or borders or Federation rules. We just help." The Human Intervention Fleet was different from other military organizations. It included both military ships and civilian volunteers. Anyone who wanted to help protect others could join. Lisa Wong had become Jake's chief communications officer. Her job was to monitor distress signals from across the galaxy and coordinate human responses. "We're getting better at this," Lisa told Jake. The response time for the last 3 emergencies was under 18 hours. Dr. Alex Rodriguez was now head of the Galactic Protection Initiative, a joint human federation organization. His job was to study which species needed protection and how to provide it. "The key is teaching them to protect themselves," Alex explained. "We can't guard everyone forever, but we can show them how to be strong." The HFY had become humanity's first success story. Their military was now trained in human tactics. Their cities had human-designed defenses. Most importantly, they had learned to think like humans when facing threats. Before the humans came, we only knew how to run away, explained HFY. General Valdoc. Now we know how to fight back. The next species that threatens us will face both human weapons and human-trained warriors. The Draken Empire had to completely change their strategy. They could no longer attack weak species without consequences. Every time they planned a conquest, they had to ask themselves, will the humans come? Most of the time, the answer was yes. Human scout ships watched known Draken movements. Human intelligence networks gathered information about planned attacks. Human diplomats warned potential victims before invasions could begin. The humans have ruined everything, complained Draken war leader Scarveth. We cannot expand our territory without fighting them, and fighting humans is too expensive. Some Draken leaders decided to try diplomacy instead of war. They discovered that humans were willing to trade and negotiate instead of fighting, but only if the Draken stopped threatening innocent species. Captain Ryan Hayes had been promoted to Fleet Admiral and given command of all human military forces in the outer regions. His job was to make sure that what happened to the HFY never happened to anyone else. We're not trying to be galactic police, Ryan explained to a gathering of alien ambassadors. We're just making it clear that aggressive species will face consequences for their actions. The Federation Council finally reached a decision about human intervention activities. They created new protocols that allowed rapid response to extinction-level threats. The humans have taught us something important, said Federation President Mordock. Sometimes peace requires the willingness to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. Dr. Veltar's final report included a prediction that worried some. Federation members. Human protective instincts appear to be getting stronger, not weaker. As more species request human protection, humans become more committed to providing it. This could fundamentally change galactic politics. He was right. Human protection requests had grown from 17 to over 60 in just 1 month. Species that had lived in fear for generations were finally standing up to their oppressors, knowing that humans would support them. The galaxy was becoming a safer place, but it was also becoming more dependent on human protection. Some species, worried about what would happen if humans ever decided to stop helping others. Jake Morrison addressed those concerns in a speech to the Federation Council. As long as innocent people call for help, humans will answer. That's not a political decision or a military strategy. It's who we are. The story ended where it began, with a distress signal in deep space. But this time, the response was immediate and coordinated. Human ships across 3 sectors automatically changed course toward the signal. Federation forces provided support and logistics. The galaxy had learned that when the innocent cried for help, humanity answered. And that cry, whether it came from desperate species studying human media or from genuine victims of aggression, would always summon Deathworlders' deadliest fleet. The age of human protection had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same.